Hi again, I'm RPG Master 92. I thought I was recording the first time anyways. I'm doing deck profile for Zach, captain of Team Infamous.
Yeah!
Oh, Zach, what deck is this?
Inca-Zombies.
And what did you do with it today?
Well, today this deck actually was really surprised to me. I went 4-1 with it, and I never thought I'd do well with it, so.
Yeah.
But alright, here's the deck.
Can you scoot over a little bit so that you're in front of the sun because the camera's having a hard time? Yeah.
Okay. Alright, gonna start off like normal with this.
Because the sun keeps getting in the camera.
Okay,
There.
just like normal, we'll start off with the monsters. First with Dad, of course with dark monsters in this deck. Dad is essential for this deck because you could use it for breaking people's monsters, which I love doing. Gores stops the metagame. I love the fact I only used Gores once today, so I only used it once today, so but it does help in a pinch, so it's not bad. Bonus to the deck is Chaos Sorcerer. I have only 4 lights in this deck, so
20
makes it a little but I have targets to bring him out, so he's very simple to bring out. Plus, I can use his effect and then do synchro summoning as long as I did normal summon, so it's pretty cool. 1 Mizuki, thanks to the ban list, but Mizuki's still useful anyway. It really works, especially if I have Zombie World on the field. That way I can get almost any monster in the graveyard, so it makes it a lot easier to synchro summon faster. 3 Pyramid Turtles. What more can I say? This is basically a really, really good monster. The simple fact is that since it's attacked, you know, bam, you can get Mizuki, start that process. You can get other monsters. Very simple to use. I like it. It's a good way to use it when Mizuki's on there. And with this guy too, Zombie Master, speeds the deck along. Really lets you get rid of what you don't need in your hand. And plus, it's an 18 beater. What more else do you need for it? It's pretty good. 2 Goblin Zombie. Very similar scenario.
Mandatory for any zombie deck.
Exactly, it's mandatory. Very, very mandatory. You could run 3, but 2 is fine for this.
It's limited to 2.
Hey, it would have been 3, but anyway. Yeah, just if it gets destroyed, get another zombie with 1200 or less defense to your hand.
Hey, can you hold this for me for a sec? Can you hold the camera for a second?
Very, very simple.
So what did you want?
1 Spirit Reaper, greatest stall card in my opinion, but it's also good. It's also good if your opponent doesn't have a monster out or doesn't have any cards on their field. It's a good way to get them to discard their hand. Plus, it can't be destroyed, so it makes it even better that way.
I know.
1 Plague Spreader. It can really be used well in this deck because he can be special summoned many different ways, whether it be from the graveyard or from the hand or etc. So Plague Spreader, definite must in this deck.
$3.
1 Gale, it's becoming a staple now, but it's so cool to bring him out on the field, especially when your opponent has a very high level attack monster.
I got it.
Very simple, and plus it's good for synchroing too. It's a level 3.
It gets you out Armor Master. That's
Exactly.
nice.
Tomato, so you can do more searching, thin out the deck a little more. Same with Sangan, do the same thing. Get monsters that you need into your hand.
Wow.
3 Oracle of the Suns.
Dude, Machina has beaten 2 Blackwing decks in 2 matches already.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome.
Oracle of the Sun, 3 of them. This is where the Inca gets into motion, where the synchro gets a lot faster. Oracle of the Sun's basically a Cyber Dragon. Plus, if it's ever destroyed, you can get out Escatter or Supe into your hand, so that way you can get out Sun Dragon and Moon Dragon easier and do that loop. 1 Apataquill. I stuck with Apataquill because of the fact of his effect. Whenever there's a tuner out, he becomes a level 5. Plus, he's an 18 beater, so that is another plus as well.
A tech I would like to recommend, if a Pataquill ends up not working out, you could try 1 Raikou over that Pataquill to see how that works. Because you still want a light in replacement. You still want a light for the Chaos Sorcerer.
2 Escatters, also good for synchroing, even if you're not going for Sun Dragon or Moon Dragon.
The first insect tuner.
Yes, it's the first insect tuner, other than close contenders, but it's still the first one. You can bring out Oracle of the Sun when it's destroyed. So it's very nice. Plus, it can get its attack doubled because of Oracle of the Sun can attack, get its attack doubled when it's destroyed. But it's also good for, but it's mostly there for synchroing for Sun Dragon. 2 Supe, very same effect. If it's destroyed, it gets Oracle of the Sun. Its attack gets doubled. Plus, you can use this to get out Moon Dragon. That's mainly the main reason why I run that. So, all right, now to the magic cards. 2 Zombie Worlds. This is essential if you want to get the dragons out a lot quicker, because
the Inca tuners will be zombies and Zombie Master.
Exactly. You can use Zombie Master. You can use Mizuki to bring out Oracle the Sun, any one of the tuners. Makes it a lot simpler to thin this deck out.
Exactly.
1 Burial. A lot of people were complaining about it that 1 Burial wasn't enough, but now that it's limited, they have no choice now. But still, only 1 Burial was needed for this deck. I mean, it returns basically, and even if your opponent heavy storms and you got monsters removed from play, you can always counter with this and always keep them in the grave. 1 Allure, thanks to the ban list again, but still needed. It lets you get the cards you need, more draw power out of it. Heavy Storm, it's a staple. Obviously, you need it for trap and spell destruction. Same with the Mystical Space Typhoon. Brain Control, make the synchroing a little easier.
Fucking broken card, I hate it.
As well as Mind Control, do the same thing. Use it for synchroing.
They put Mind Control at 1. Brain Control needs to be banned.
And My Body is a Shield. It's a great way to get out of a pinch, because I actually had it where today I got attacked into a Mirror Force. And this was a great way. This was a great way to get around it. So I lost a little bit of life points, but still, it's necessary. All right, now the traps. 2 Bottomless gets rid of those bothersome monsters.
Staple.
It's basically now a staple. So
has been a staple.
Dust Shoot. I love activating this. It's so great because I actually ended up when I beat Blackwings, I used it to put back a Sirocco when the only other monster in his hand was Dad, and I was able to beat him with that. So very nice to do.
Yeah, Dust Shoot's pretty nice.
Call the Reaper. I only wanted to put 1 in because there's many ways to get out Ascatter and Supe without having to use this card. But when Oracle of the Sun or any monster gets special summoned to the field, you can play this card to get Supe or Ascatter to the field.
Remember, it has to be special summoned from the grave.
But it has to be special summoned from the grave. That's the only thing. Call the Haunted, so that way, if you have Supe or Ascatter in your hand and you have Oracle in the grave, this is a good way to get him out. Torrential. Staple. Basically gets rid of them, all those monsters that are overextending. Air Force, staple, and Solemn Judgment.
It's pretty much a staple these days.
It's pretty much a staple now, but it's very nice because you get to pick the cards in hand.
All right, now you don't have to explain the extra deck, just show them everything. I don't have to explain
it, but I'll show you to you guys. Honestly, though, I will explain the first 2 just so they understand it. Sun Dragon and Moon Dragon. Very good in a loop. This is a great way to get looping, just like X-Sabers do with Volt Troll, Ragagura, and Gotams. These 2 do the same thing. Moon Dragon, whenever it's selected as an attack target, you get half the monster is attacked that was attacking this card. Half of its attack points gets added to your life points. Plus, it can bring this guy out if he's in the grave. This guy's effect is that if it ever gets destroyed by a monster, it can destroy the monster that attacked it and deal damage equal to the attack of the monster that destroys it. So it's a good way to burn your opponent, plus keep the loop going, which brings back Moon, and do the same thing over and over again. Alright, and then the rest of the synchros, I won't explain them much. Mistworm, Bryanak, Catastor, Goyle, 2 Stardust, Doom Kaiser, Revive King, Black Rose, Ancient Fairy, Colossal, Thought Ruler, and Magical Android.
And that's Inca-Zombie for you.
That's Inca-Zombie for you.
Alright, we know the deck's strength obviously because it's zombies, some zombie build, but what is its weakness, you would say, specifically?
Its weakness is that you have to, most of the time you want to, if you get Oracle the Sun in your hand, you usually want to go second, so that way you can bring him out without having to tribute anyone. But its main thing is that sometimes you can overextend too much, and
oppression.
And oppression will really hurt this deck. It really hurts this deck.
That's another reason why you might want to try 1 Reich over 1 Pedicle.
And
it's your out to oppression.
And anything that requires removing from play, that also doesn't work with. That also doesn't help this deck much. So
So yeah, that's Inca-Zombie.
It's not that strong, but it's also really good in like pressure situations.
Exactly.
I like this deck. I loved this deck when I first built it. So.
Well, that's Zach's Inca-Zombies. I'm RPG Master 92. This is Jack 0950.
Peace out.
Peace out.